more people to be more reluctant to get the very vaccine that they are wanting to encourage others to provide. This is not about that. The minute we lose control of the government that is supposed to work for us, the minute we start to erode willfully, even for those who might be convinced that it's good policy, and I would disagree with them on that, the minute we decide to give this power to the President of the United States and stand silently as he usurps authority that under Article 1, Section 7 and Article 1, Section 8 plainly belongs only to Congress to the extent we have any business operating in this area to begin with as a federal government, which we do not, then we've simultaneously undermined both the vertical protection that we call federalism and the horizontal protection that we call separation of powers. Now, lest anyone might be left with the impression that this would be an esoteric or academic exercise, or that that's not something that affects their freedom, for those who would make that suggestion, they are sorely mistaken. Yet, as Justice Scalia continued, whether or not that Bill of Rights, or any Bill of Rights, is worth more than the paper that it's printed on, ultimately rests on whether there are protections in place that guard against the dangerous accumulation of power in the hands of the few. That's what makes that difference. So if we allow a president today to adopt, whether you want to call it a tax or a fine or whatever revenue-raising tool that you choose to identify this as being, the president doesn't have the power to impose that. That's a legislative function. And Article 1, Section 7 is very clear. You cannot enact legislation, including any legislation collecting revenue from the citizenry, without passage in the House, passage in the Senate, presentment to the President of the United States. He can't do it alone. That's what this is about. This is about so much more than just this vaccine mandate. But this vaccine mandate in and of itself is wrong, it's unconstitutional, it's harmful, and it has a tendency to undermine the very interests the President purports to be advancing. Thank you, Madam President.